When I was in Paris, I visited the shop Fleux, or a few of their shops, I should say. And in their cottage core store, I saw this reading journal and I just had to have it. It's a reading journal by the brand Papier and it was €32.95. So honestly, a bit of a splurge, but also just such a lovely journal. Here on the back, you see a bit more information. Reading journal, explore your favorite reads with notes, reviews and wish lists. And it is a 6" by 8.5" hardcover journal with 192 pages. In terms of centimeters, it is 21.5 centimeters by a bit more than 15 centimeters. So a nice sort of almost A5 but not really sized journal. And in this video I want to do a flip through. Let's start first with the cover. You have this sort of wallpaper pattern in blue and dark, almost a brownish red. It says here reading journal, and then on the cover I see number 1 reads, books on books, stories and tales, reads to remember, 35 titles, the end, and more of the same. And I want to say that this is actually a sort of a preview for what is inside. So let's see how many books I can actually write about in this journal. Opening the journal up, there first is the blank sort of inside cover page. And then here it says, welcome to your reading journal. Your story starts here. Inside there is a bit of space for about me. Oh, cute library card. Favorite childhood book, favorite author, favorite genre, favorite place to read. Room for extra notes. Maybe I can do a sort of Pinteresty vision board of me as a reader. And then getting started, reading wish lists, borrowing and lending tracker, journaling prompts, my reads. Then there's lots of space for the reading log and some resources, which are the my favorite books, address book, and Papier reading recommendations. Journal contents. Ooh, lovely. Lots of space here to write down your wish lists. 714. Ooh, 28. 42. 56. So you can write down 56 books. That's actually generous. And then here is just a book tracker. Oh, a borrowing and lending book tracker. I don't really think I will personally use this because I don't really do swapping out books with others, but really cute page to have. And then, ooh, here there are some journaling prompts. Let's see, for instance, number 9, has this book changed your mind about anything? Or 18, what did you learn from reading this book? So that is actually lovely that they include that in here. Oh, and then there is the my read page. Record your reads from page. Use this section to write down your first impressions and last thoughts. So, ooh, first you have an index. Ooh, I really appreciate that everything is numbered. So I can use this index and then still know, oh, for book number 7, I need to go to pages 56 to 59. So there's room for 8, 16, 24, 32... 32 books. That is lovely. Not enough for me to cover my whole year, but perhaps I can put in not just my 5-star reads, but maybe my most favorite books, or perhaps the books that I've read for book club, or books that I've read for a specific sort of purpose. I still have to decide about that, but I really appreciate the sort of small overview of title, author, genre, my rating, dates read, format, and then the page information. So every book is actually, again, sort of numbered here, which continues all the way down. And I do see some extra pages, so we'll definitely take a look there. First up, book title, author, rating out of 10, the genre, format, dates read, I got this book from, so either as a present or from a specific store, summary of the plot, favorite quotes, would you read this book again? Yes, no, with some room to write. Would you recommend this book with room to write? So honestly, if I would only use this for my favorite reads, some of the prompts are maybe not the most fitting, but still. And then there is first impressions, final thoughts, key takeaways, and room for extra notes. I've seen some people do, again, the sort of Pinteresty vibes page, and I really like the look of that. So maybe that is something that I can do here, like images that make me think of the book again. Maybe that is fun. And then it looks like we're just going in. But, ooh, yes, I was going to say, I saw some quote pages in there. The whisper of a turning page sparks a new beginning. Oh, that's lovely. And then I think something similar. Ooh, wait, I actually found the ribbon. Let me pull that out. It's a lovely sagey green color. Honestly, I do think I would have appreciated it more if it was more the blue or the red color from the cover. But it's lovely color green. But let's see where we can find some more quotes. So it looks like after 3 of the books, you get a quote. A single sentence can touch the soul. Yeah, again, 9. Then 12. Ooh. This is fun. So you have just a page where you can write your own quote and then write down some extra notes. Here, a quote again. Another quote. 21. Another quote. It's really well made. I am just a bit sad that this paper is not white, but it does work with the sort of vibe of this journal, so I guess it's okay. Another quote. And then another quote. And I think we're now almost at the back of the journal. So here, number 32 ends. And then you have a list of my favorite books and room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10, 20, 25. So honestly, for a journal that only has 32 books in there, to have a list of 25 books is quite generous again. And then here you have, oh, I was wondering what we could use the address book for. It's an address book for bookshops, libraries, and reading spots. That's lovely. So the name of the place, my rating, address, website, why I love it. Oh, that's really cute. So again, for 5, 10. So you can write about 10 spots in here. And then we go into Papier reading recommendations. So some classics. Yeah, for sure, some classics in there. And then there is favorite fiction, non-fiction picks, books to inspire, uplifting reads, lovely books in there. And then from Ink and Paper, Whole World Spring. Congratulations, you've reached the final page of your Papier piece. I will definitely link them down below as well. And wow, I think this is a UK? Yeah, it's a UK brand. I think the name Papier is more French, or it could be Papier in Dutch. But it's such a fun purchase to have made in Paris, and I'm really excited about filling this out, adding, you know, my own flair to the pages. I especially really like the wish list. I should really start working on that actually. And the About Me pages are going to be so fun. But then, of course, to have, you know, quite a lot of pages to write down thoughts and ideas. 2 whole spreads per book. I do always get a bit like, oh my gosh, what do I have to write here? But to be fair, my handwriting is quite big. So I think with like 3 or 4 sentences, I can put the summary in here quite well. I do have to test out which pens work best, because one of my favorite pens with a quite thick nib is also quite inky, and I'm not sure how well this paper will deal with that. It feels maybe as 100 grams, so honestly only a tiny bit better than standard printer paper, but we'll see what happens. Lovely journal. I do also really like that there is different cover options online, but that I was able to buy this one in the cottagecore store of Fleux definitely is something fun to remember the trip with. I am going to wrap this up again in the packaging because this is a gift from myself to me for my birthday. Cannot wait to start using it, but for now it's a really sort of fun journal to already look through, and maybe between now and my birthday I can sort of get started with at least deciding what kind of reading journal I want this to be, my favorite reads that I've read for a specific purpose, or maybe something else. So good thing that I have some time to still decide about that. If you want to see what else I got during my trip to Paris, that video is linked down below, and hope to see you again in a future video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!